So first of all, I want to somewhat define the term fiber optics because it's really become an easier and a simpler word for what is really known as photonics. And by that, I mean, fiber optics is really about a cable, and it's a cable made of glass, and we communicate with it. But the reality is everyone uses fiber optics as any form of communication where you've got laser, light, etc. And so when we talk about it, we use the geeky word photonics, but in reality, most people talk about it fiber optics. It's all the same. And again, it's distances as short as a few millimeters. And so what we've been doing that is interesting and kind of separates us from everybody else is that when you look at copper wire, when you look at electronics, there are a number of deficiencies, especially as we've gotten in higher speeds with the wire, with the electronics, right? Copper wire is very heavy. High-speed electronics are very power hungry. Right? We hear it all the time. We hear about data centers and the massive amount of electricity they consume. Same thing goes in EVs, right? Electronic vehicles that we're talking about. Huge battery hogs when you talk about all the electronics that are in there. Wires, you can tap into them, which presents a security problem. So if you look at that big bubble of what we have been using for the longest time, copper wires, electronics, there are certainly, and I would never argue that those need to be replaced. They have a huge benefit, but they also have deficiencies. And so what we're trying to do and what we've been seeing of late is the industry, and especially the DIB industry, but even commercial avionics is doing the same thing. We all recognize those deficiencies and what they cost, right? And cost, I mean, both in terms of real financial costs, right? So when you're talking about weight, you're talking about fuel, and fuel costs money. You're also talking about signals that are interfering with each other and other things. So we've been working on coming up with products that fit into that space that can effectively replace all the copper wire and all of the endpoints of those copper wires with fiber optics.